Yeah, Middleton from Vision Counseling, Vocational Consulting. We are vocational experts. We help veterans, individuals with disabilities get evidence about their ability to work. And we provide this service to anyone in the United States. Wherever you are, if you're applying for disability and you need evidence to support your claim, you can have us to do a vocational evaluation. Now, of course, everyone doesn't qualify, which means that if we evaluate you and we determine that there are jobs that you possibly could perform, then of course, a vocational evaluation may not work for you. So call us up, schedule a consultation, let us review your medical documentation, and we can determine whether or not we have enough information to do a comprehensive vocational evaluation. Okay? So I wanted to do a quick video about occupational and social impairment. Occupational and social impairment. If you have a disability, that disability may cause you an impairment. An impairment means that there's something that you cannot do. In other words, if you have flat feet, of course, you can't work jobs that require prolonged standing, okay? If you have a lumbar strain, it's very difficult for you to do jobs that require frequent bending, heavy lifting, any type of work involving hazards, okay? But when you have a condition like PTSD and you're in a CMP exam, one of the questions that they cover is whether or not you have an occupational and social impairment. And there are levels to this, okay? There are levels to this. If an examiner determines that you have a total occupation and social impairment, you're 100%. You're 100%. There's nothing else needed to be done. You are 100% service connected, okay? But let's talk about the various levels. And I want you to get out your DBQ or get out your award letter for your PTSD if you're 50, 70%, 30%, what have you. And let's go over this for just a second, okay? Each level of severity impacts your ability to do things socially as well as occupationally. And the examiner is trying to determine the severity of your condition and how it impacts you. Okay, they ask, a mental condition has been formally diagnosed, but symptoms are not severe enough to interfere with occupational and social functioning. All right, that is not severe. So they consider you have a mental health condition, but it's not severe enough to cause you an impairment. Okay. Then they have the various levels. They say occupational and social impairment due to mild or transient symptoms, which decrease work efficiency and ability to perform occupational tasks. That means that you have a limitation, but that limitation is not severe enough to prevent you from performing all jobs, okay? Next one is occupational and social impairment with occasional decrease in work efficiency and intermittent periods of inability to perform occupational tasks. Now, what that is saying, you have some problems. Problems are intermittent, and it's random, and they rarely cause or often cause you to have some problems working, okay? Still not severe enough to affect all jobs in the national economy. All right, now we have where the VA is getting a little bit, they're getting a little tricky, all right? The next one is occupational and social impairment with occasional, oh, did I say that already? Yeah, occasional decrease. The next one is occupational and social impairment with reduced reliability and productivity. Now, this is for a vocational expert. this can be tricky. Now, I would suggest if you only have reduced reliability and productivity, sometimes that's not severe enough, not that particular severity, level of severity. It's good in regards to eliminating many jobs, but the operative word is reduced reliability and productivity. So it affects you and it interferes with your ability to do things socially and as far as work is concerned, and your dependability is reduced. Now we can take that and translate that into how it affects you from performing all jobs in the national economy. But what I'd like to do when I see reduced reliability and productivity is talk about your past jobs and how this condition has affected your past jobs. Okay, so now we have an opinion by the expert or the examiner, and then you got the vocational expert, which looks at your past jobs and see how did this condition affect your past jobs. If they've never affected your past jobs, then I understand why the examiner rules in this regard, and I will look for something else. Okay. Now, the next one is the one I think is the most severely disabling, but not ranked as total occupational impairment. Okay. This one says occupational social impairment with deficiencies in most areas, such as work, school, family relations, judgment, thinking, and or mood. For me, that condition affects work, period. It affects work. Because regardless of what job you have, whether it's a sedentary job, whether it's a medium job requiring heavy lifting, whether it's a simple job that is just repetitive, whether it's a complex job, this particular limitation says that you have deficiencies in most areas, such as work. Remember, we're making a work decision. Okay, we're giving you information about your ability to work. And the VA says you have a deficiency in most areas. And then they say, such as work, school, family relations, judgment, thinking, and or mood. Okay, the next higher level of severity is total occupation and social impairment. Okay, so you have two opposing perspectives. Your condition is not totally stopping you from performing and functioning occupationally and socially, but it's deficiencies in all these other areas. And because I am a vocational expert, I look at the environment, the physical requirements, the educational requirements, excuse me for lack of a better term, but how often you are interacting with people. And if you're having deficiencies in all of these areas, okay, a vocational expert like myself would more than likely say that your condition affects a majority of jobs. Now, the examiner is looking at it from a medical perspective. They are not experts in work, okay? I am a vocational expert. I am an expert in work, okay? So when you get this evidence to support your inability to work and how this condition that the VA has awarded you for is affecting your ability to work, all right? When you're applying for TDIU, this is a work-related benefit. All right. I know you're seeking 100% disability. All right. That is a medical condition. Those are medical conditions. All right. You got back, knees, you got migraine headaches, you got asthma, you got sleep apnea, you got bad feet. You got all of these things, hypertension. You got all of these things. And based on the severity of all these conditions, the VA gives you a disability rating. And it most of the time won't be a straight up 100%. But when these conditions affect your ability to work, you need a work document or evidence about your ability to work to let the VA know, thank you for this rating. Thank you for my 90%. Thank you for my 80%. Thank you for my 70%. But these conditions affect my ability to work. And this vocational expert has deemed these conditions will not allow for me to work in any capacity. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a rating 70%, 50%, and the VA has ruled that you have an occupational and social impairment with deficiencies in most areas such as work, school, family relations, judgment, thinking, and or mood, that is a level right below a total occupational and social impairment. Most people won't have that indicated in their CMP exam, total social and occupational impairment. Nope, it'll be some notch below that. And what I'm saying to you is, I can take that notch below that, translate that into a vocational report to give the VA more information about how does this condition affect work. All right. So I'm just hitting you up onto the game and let you know, how does a vocational evaluation work? This is just one aspect. Okay. This is just one aspect of a CMP exam. There are many others. All right. You got symptoms such as anxiety, depression, depressed mood, suspiciousness, panic attacks, near continuous panic or depression, a whole lot of other conditions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and talk about these individual conditions and how they affect work. Okay. And I want you to understand that the VA and your CMP examiner is not a work expert. They're medical experts, and they're giving their opinion in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes that you might be in there for the appointment and try to determine the severity of the condition. All right. What you want is a document from a vocational expert that supplements what they have determined and provided in a document to share how these conditions affect your ability to work. All right. I have over 11 years of experience working with the VA. I'm working in private practice for about 10, 11 years, providing these vocational evaluations to hundreds of veterans. This information is crucial, it's critical, it's essential. And if you want to set up an appointment to have a consultation so you and I can talk face to face about these conditions, about your medical evidence, about your work history, about whatever training that you have, about why you feel you can't work, then I can provide you guidance in regards to how does this process work. Give our office a call, 803-563-5087, or go to our website at www.vcandvc.com. Okay, you can sign up for a webinar, you can sign up for individual consultation, or just send us an email. Send us an email and we'll give you the information about how to set up an appointment. Okay, I got a lot of veterans that are already placing themselves on my schedule and filling out forms. That's a little premature. Just call us, contact us through email, and we will send you the information, the documentation about how to set an appointment with me. Right now, we're scheduling like 2 months out. All right, and we have a raffle for an appointment next week, 2 appointments that we have open for next week. All right. If you'd like to enter into that raffle, go ahead and put your name, go to our website, sign up for the raffle. You can click on the button, pay $10. Pay $10 and you can have a one-on-one with me. All right. One-on-one with me typically will be $150 or $75 if you attend the webinar. But if you enter into this raffle, it's a $10 raffle. If you want to participate in a one-on-one, it's very likely you may win It's a chance you may win. And if you win, you're good. If you don't win, you can still set up an individual consultation. But this is just some information that I want to put out on today, trying to educate my people. So by the time you come to talk to me, you will understand what it is I do, what it is I'm looking for, evidence I'm going to need, already have that information ready. So when I meet with you and you send me your documentation, I read through it, I look through it, I highlight what I need to highlight. And if we're ready to do a vocational evaluation report, now the clock starts ticking. So guys, if you plan on using me, go ahead and do an intent to file. Go ahead and do it so you don't miss the opportunity to make that money. All right. If you do an intent to file today and we don't put in the claim until next November, if the VA makes a favorable decision, they backdate it all the way back to the day. Okay. So you don't want to miss out on that time. So before you come to see me, go ahead and do an intent to file, or wait until you talk to me and find out whether an intent to file is if it's feasible for you. Okay. God bless you. Thank you very much for tuning in to this YouTube channel. I wanted to come out while I was thinking about this occupational and social impairment in the CNP exam. There's nothing you can control when it comes to that CNP exam. When they say whatever they say, don't go in there and try to, tell them that I have an occupational and social impairment. No, you can't prepare for that. Let the examiner do their jobs. Let them determine your severity. And then you combat that with the vocational evaluation report, putting it in for your claim for TDIU, and it's very likely you will get the 100% benefit. All right. Again, God bless you. Don't mean to talk so long, but you guys get in touch with us. Call us real soon, contact us, email us, whatever you have to do so that we can start your process of getting 100% TDIU VA benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs. God bless you. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Put in those raffles. Go ahead and get your entry in for the raffle. All right. God bless you. Bye-bye.